want to go into a fourth main topic today.
Uh-oh.
And Rob, forgive me for this, because I know you haven't seen Snake Eyes yet, but I'm going to let you guys know right now that I am about to talk about Snake Eyes. And I'm going to talk about it in a spoilery kind of way, that I'm going to be giving away some of the plot details and things like that. You can believe me or not when I tell you it doesn't matter. You can believe me or not when I tell you it doesn't matter. But I do want to give you guys this opportunity to either call it a day for the John Campea Show today, or to check out for a few minutes and come back when we're doing the live comments and questions. But I do want to give you that heads up and a little bit of a warning. So, Rob, last night, very excited. You know, every day that I wake up knowing I'm going to the movies that day is a good day. And so I woke up yesterday with a skip in my step, you know, my heart beating a little bit faster, a smile on my face, because I knew later in that evening, me and Ann were going to go over to the movie theater and we were going to go watch Snake Eyes. We planned a night out of it. We went out for dinner. You know, we're all excited about going to see Snake Eyes. You know, I've loved the trailers, particularly the last trailer did. I really liked.
Me too.
I really like, I think his name's Koji, the guy from Warrior who's playing Storm Shadow. And I think Henry Golding is a bona fide movie star. I think Henry Golding is a bona fide movie star. And so I've been very happy about going to go see this. Oh my God. This movie's bad. This movie is bad. Let me start with the first thing. For you, those of you who saw my my quick out of theater reaction to the movie that I posted last night, let me start with the first thing. The main thing I was looking forward to in this movie was the action. I think that's what they were trying to sell the most in the trailers, and that's what we were expecting the most. However, what you quickly learned was if I'm the cinematographer and this is the camera, the cinematographer, apparently I'm concerned about his health because I think he was having a massive attack of nervous tics. Because all the action was being shot like this. Woo! Whoa, look at him go! Wow! Look how exciting this is. I'm like, is somebody holding a sword? Is there one guy or 10 guys? I can't tell. The damn, what I was last couple of years starting to feel like Hollywood has finally gotten rid of, the cancer of shaky cam is back and alive and well, Rob. Shaky cam. Don't know how to make an action scene look exciting? No problem. Just shake the camera around. Everybody will love it. Nobody fucking likes shaky cam. Nobody likes shaky cam. And it was so frustrating to me watching this movie. Now there were some scenes, I want to give it credit where credit's due. There were some scenes that did it less than others. But a lot of them, like there's this big warehouse fight scene where it's like Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes fighting like 50 Yakuza warriors, right? Like fighting off 50 or 100 guys. But the whole time, the fucking camera is doing this, woo, woo, oh, look what's going on, guys. Isn't this exciting? I don't know. Maybe it's exciting if I could tell what the fuck was going on. And it's like, you hear swords clanging and like, okay, I guess there's a sword fight going on, I guess. But Rob, and I mentioned this in my video earlier, I kid you not. This is an example. There's a scene in this movie where Scarlett, played by Samara Weaving, who I love her, is literally just walking down a hallway talking on a phone. Just walking down a hallway talking on the phone. And even then the camera's like, I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Like, are you just trying to make us sick, or are you just trying to hide the fact that you had terrible set design? I'm not saying the set design was bad. But it leaves me wondering, do you have terrible set design and you don't want us to notice it? You certainly don't want us to see the action. So there's that. And Rob, if that was the only problem with this movie, if it had a great story and all this kind of stuff, I could live with it. But Rob, here's the problem. This is what I said to Ann coming out of the theater. I said, it's really hard to like a movie when you don't like the hero. And it's really hard to like the hero when your hero is actually the villain of the film. Snake Eyes is an unmitigated asshole. I was cheering for Storm Shadow to fucking kill him by the end of this movie. And the whole movie, I just felt shitty for Storm Shadow. Like, Storm Shadow literally gets screwed over 3 times in this movie. Storm Shadow is the hero of this film. He is honorable and good and takes in Snake Eyes. You know, Snake Eyes lost the whole setup of the movie. He lost his father when he was young. He saw his father murdered when he was young, and he's been on a lifelong quest to get revenge on the men who did it. And now Cobra has kind of offered him a way to they say, we've got the guy who killed your dad, and we'll give him to you if you go and screw over Storm Shadow and his clan. And by stealing this sacred thing that could destroy the world. And here's the thing, Snake Eyes knows, he finds out, he doesn't know at first, but he discovers that, oh, I'm actually working for this international terrorist organization that are killing people all over the world. And he still decides, I'm going to work for them. So number one, he screws over Storm Shadow by getting inside, right? Storm Shadow's the head of this giant clan, and they welcome him in as family. And then they find out later that his actual motivation is to try to get revenge for his father. And so they're getting ready to cast him out. But then Snake Eyes says to Storm Shadow, but listen, I'm sorry I lied to you, but I vow on my life I will be your brother. And they both cut their hands and they become blood brothers. And then he fucked him over again. And which leads ultimately to Storm Shadow at the end being kicked out of his clan. And at the end of the movie, I'm just like, I fucking hate Snake Eyes and I feel terrible for Storm Shadow. It's just so... Rob, it's hard to like a movie when you don't like the hero, and it's hard to like the hero when he's actually the villain. And he's actually an asshole. And and by the way, little nitpick, the name of this movie is Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins, right? Yeah, okay, G.I. Joe Origins. Great, we're gonna see how G.I. Joe gets started. Well, then you find out in the movie, G.I. Joe and Cobra have both been around for like 3 decades. They've already been doing they've been around forever. So I'm like, what the hell is with the title G.I. Joe Origins? This has nothing to do with the beginning of G.I. Joe. That's a minor nitpick. First of all, let me say this. Henry Golding, it's really too bad because I think Henry Golding did everything he possibly could with this. Andrew Koji playing Storm Shadow, he played it great. I am becoming a big fan of Andrew Koji. Iko from The Raid, playing Strong Master. Very solid. I love Peter Mensa. Peter Mensa played the Doctore in Spartacus. And he plays Blind Master in this. I've always loved this guy. He delivers. He's got an awesome presence on screen that I love seeing. And he was great. Some of the background and the mythology set up for Storm Shadow's clan that is run by his grandmother, who's a freaking badass. A lot of the mythology they set up was actually, there was some decent mythology there that they could have done something with. They could have done something with it. But it's just like Snake Eyes literally screws Storm Shadow and the entire clan completely over, leading to tons of them dying. And at the end, they're all just cool with them. Okay, Snake Eyes. Yeah, you're a good guy now. We like you. I'm like, fuck that. Where's Storm Shadow? Come and fucking stick your sword up this guy's ass. Because this guy's an asshole. Anyway, I was so disappointed in this movie, Rob, because you know how excited I was for it. I was very excited.
I was too.
It's just, now, I don't know, maybe the one good thing that's going to come out of this, guys, is that me telling you how bad of an experience I had with it, maybe the good that's going to come out of this is that your expectations are going to be so lowered that you'll go in to watch it and it'll be better than you thought it was going to be. I mean, that's the best I've got right now.
Dude, on RogerEbert.com, one of the quotes is, Snake Eyes is a dire checklist of cliches that were already gathering moss back in the 1980s.
And here's my look. It's not the worst movie of the year. It's not Thunder Force. It's not, there's a couple others that I thought were worse, but it's just that when the potential is so good and you have so many good pieces to work with, and you've got a great world that you can, a great playground that you can play around within. And Rob, if they just did one, they didn't even have to do both. If they just did one of two things, don't make Snake Eyes a complete unlikable asshole, or two, hold the damn camera still as you're doing your action scenes. If they just did one of those, I probably still could have walked out with having a decent time. But the fact that they effed up the story for me by giving me a completely unlikable protagonist, and they didn't even give me pretty action to watch because they refused to let me understand what I was seeing. With their, you know, I guess the cinematographer was sick and they got an epileptic monkey to come in and, you know, I don't know what to do with this movie, dude. I don't know what to do with this movie. It's just so bad. Oh, and by the way, you know that one great spot? Sorry. You know that one great spot in the trailer that we love where we see Andrew Koji going, "Call me Storm Shadow." Yeah, that's a post-credit scene.
No.
They showed the post-credit scene in the trailers. I kid you not. I can't make this shit up. I can't make it up. So, yeah, man, I'm disappointed. By the way, Dragon 10 sends in a super chat badge in the live chat there. So Rob, look, what has your expectations been for Snake Eyes, and how are you feeling after hearing my kind of details on it?
Well, dude, you know, maybe this has disproven my adage that everything can be made better, at least 25% better with the application of ninjas.
Yes.
And I was really hoping that was the case here. But with, you know, I should have added to that the action scenes with ninjas have to be well shot. And, you know, ninjas are elegant and ninjas really know what they're doing. So if you watch a cinematographer shooting ninjas with a bunch of shaky cam, the expertise of ninjas is diminished by the epilepsy of the DP. And I don't want to see that. I want to see ninja action shot elegantly, like, you know, the way Kurosawa used to shoot samurai movies. But I guess that isn't the case. So I don't want to see this movie now. Yeah, you on this show, you have completely eradicated any desire that I have to watch this movie.
Oh, and can I tell you one more bad thing? Because I'm already done.
One
of the worst plot things they did in Fast 9 was obviously like when John Cena, the only reason John Cena gets back with the family wasn't because he had a change of heart. It's because the other bad guys screwed him over. And so, okay, I'm a hero now. I'm a good guy now. Right? And which was like so eye-rollingly bad that they would do that. Like the only reason John Cena was back with his brothers because the other bad guy screwed him over, not because he had a change of heart. Same thing happens in Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes realizes that Cobra really effed him over. Like there wasn't any point in the movie where Snake Eyes has this epiphany of conscience and goes, you know, no, I gotta live with honor. I've got to go back and help this fit. No. It's when he gets screwed over by Cobra that he goes, well, I guess I'm a good guy then. And then it's like, ah! I just wanted to scream in the theater. I just wanted to scream. And then Ann and I felt envious, Rob, of this dude sitting behind us. I don't want to be stereotypical or anything, but this dude who was tipping the scales at about 3:30, had a half-eaten bag of popcorn in his lap, and started snoring about 45 minutes into the movie. Granted, he was snoring very, very quietly. It didn't annoy us. It was a very quiet snore. But by the time we were getting close to the end of this movie, I was envious of the dude behind me, wishing I had slept my way through this. So anyway, and by the way, I just want to say, after I put up my my quick out of the theater review, a bunch of people wrote in to say, hey, John, did you just copy Jeremy John's video? Because he said the exact same thing. I do want to point out my video went up 5 hours before Jeremy's did. And by the way, in no way, shape, or form did he copy me either. I'm not suggesting that. I just want to point out that my video went up like 5 or 6 hours earlier. Anyway, yeah, I was just so disappointed. And listen, all film is subjective. Just because I didn't like it, guys, doesn't mean you won't like it. Like, you may go watch it and you may have a good time. And honestly, I hope that you do. But for me, it was just, man, I was disappointed. I was so disappointed. So I really do hope this franchise is dead. I hope this kills it in its tracks. And I hope they go back to the drawing board and say, let's take another kick at the can in about 4 or 5 years, relaunch it again, just like Hasbro is relaunching Power Rangers again. Give it another shot in a couple of years, but please end this one where it is, because it's just no good. Anyway, guys, that's my thoughts on that. What do you think about my thoughts on Snake Eyes? It is, of course, out in theaters now. Probably many of you guys probably already saw it. What did you think of Snake Eyes? Jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.